in Fernley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. There's a whole group of folks in Fernley organizing. We've been to Carson City, did some phone banking. I convinced a couple of people to caucus for Hillary. Not my first rodeo, my friend. But anyway, it's been just a fantastic day, and we're so excited about what's going on here, and grateful for all of you being here tonight. Obviously, well, just really quickly, I'm from Texas. I think some of you may know. Yes. And I've worked on some hard campaigns before, but I'll never forget the day we actually, even in the state of Texas, this extraordinary grassroots army elected Ann Richards the first. That's why I believe in organizing, and I think what we're doing here tonight and for the next 10 days is so important, because the reason people go and caucus is because somebody asked them to. And that was really what I was hearing on the phones today. You know, folks were saying, oh, that's right, it's coming up, and where do I go? And yes, I'm for Hillary, and what time do I need to be there? And so I think all the work that you're doing now to reach out to your friends and neighbors and folks, some of whom are just now focusing on this campaign, it couldn't be more important. And that's the difference. I mean, that's the difference that you can make. I just want to say a couple of things about Planned Parenthood and why the Planned Parenthood Action Fund. It endorsed Secretary Clinton, the earliest that we have ever endorsed any candidate in the presidential election. So, as you probably know, we're the biggest women's reproductive health care provider in the country, and proud to be so. Anniversary, and I mean every single day we work to make sure that folks have access to health care. We provide health care to 22,000 people here in Nevada every single year, and nothing is more important than access for all people in this country to affordable, high quality health care, and that's what we hope that we provide. Again, not only in this state but everywhere. So when the Republicans started running for president, there was something that was really alarming to everyone, which is that every single candidate in the Republican primary has pledged to not only end safe and legal abortion in America, completely. They want to overturn the Affordable Care Act, and millions of people lose health insurance coverage, and they have said they're going to end access to Planned Parenthood for millions of people, and we simply are not going to let that happen. It became very clear that we needed to get involved in this election early, and our folks were raring to go, and so we put together a committee that included patients and activists, leaders, staff, to interview all the folks running for president. And on the Democratic side, we did invite all the Republicans to also interview. They were too busy bashing women's health care to do that. We had in-person interviews with all the candidates. We had 3 friends in this race who have solid voting records, but there was one candidate who was just head and shoulders above everyone else because she has devoted her entire life to expanding women's rights worldwide and in this country, and to getting health care for every single American. Hillary! Yes. Hillary. So now we've got to make that endorsement matter, and we've got to get her elected, right?
Yes.
That's the work ahead. So I don't need to say anything more about Donald Trump or Ted Cruz. Right? I think the important thing is we are at a crossroads in this country, and this election is literally going to be a decision about whether we build on the progress of 8 years under President Obama, where extraordinary things have happened and we still have work to do, or whether we go back to the 1950s when women had no rights and very few rights. And I don't know, for me, I've loved working with President Obama for the last 8 years, and I'm going to love working with President Clinton. I think the other thing is there's a couple of things I just want to mention, because I've been talking to young women. I was at the university here in Reno earlier with a bunch of young supporters, and they're getting on the doors. There's some things that I think are really at stake for young people, and they don't necessarily know it, but you know, one of the things that happened under Obamacare is for the first time, women don't have to pay more for health insurance than men, right? There's no agenda. It's saving women millions of dollars every year. The second thing is we can't be denied health insurance coverage because we've had breast cancer or because we've had a baby, right? So being a woman is no longer a pre-existing condition in America, and that's something we're fighting for. And the third thing, and I've been an organizer my entire life, but there's never been a sweeter moment. I've worked on many campaigns than the day that President Obama called me at Planned Parenthood to say that from now on, all women in this country who have health insurance are going to get their birth control covered for no cost. Every single woman in America. And all this claim is to say that, well, women's issues are social issues. Well, that's only if you've never had to pay for birth control in America, right? In fact, the very first year that this benefit went into effect, women saved $1.4 billion on birth control pills. So that's serious business. The Republicans have pledged to get rid of all that. The folks in Congress have absolutely, voted repeatedly to overturn all this. So everything's at stake this November. And that's why this election is so important. And lastly, I'll just say something about Congress, since you're here and you're such good friends. I got to spend a cool 5 hours testifying.
Yeah, you did.